Obviously, he's a good leader in that area and he's productive. Luke McNitt is the same way. JoJo Doman has made a lot of plays in that area. I'm leaving out one other guy that I'm thinking of. I've thought of a minute ago.
Is it Weber?
Yeah, Chris Weber. Chris Weber he's really he's a great team guy and a great teams guy. And I had a corner that he finally earned a starting spot, but then was really struggling at corner. And after a couple of games, we finally replaced him at corner. And that's a devastating blow to a kid, 3 games into the season or whatever it was. And he reinvented himself as a special teams player. He was a return guy. Back then we had gunners. He was a kickoff returner and great kickoff cover guy. Well, anyway, he becomes the Pac-12 Special Teams Player of the Year and plays for 2 or 3 years in the NFL as a special teams guy. And most guys would have pouted and we'd never heard of him again. And this kid kind of came back and did it. So, I've got a lot of admiration for those special teams players. And these guys this year are really leading our team. And we're led by specialists that work real hard at it. Drew is a real pro. Jordan Ober is turning into that as a young kid. I think Caleb is learning as he goes. He's got good examples. Spencer Lindsay's a fabulous guy to have around here as an example. And the guy that's improved as much as anybody on our team is Isaac Armstrong, who is backing up our punter right now. So those are good hard workers in the specialist area too.
Mike, when you say Simpson leads you in points, is that assignments done right? How do you?
Yeah, it's kind of a lot of different stuff, and it varies from team to team how that works. You get so many points for a block, you get so many points if you're on a return team, you get so many points for a tackle if you're on a coverage team. So, and he's on a lot of the teams, and he's a tough kid and plays well.
That third down percentage that's so good for you right now, hard to maintain, obviously, but
yeah.
In your mind, what do you consider really good, Mike? What do you guys think you need to be?
Well, just love. I've seen very few teams through the years over 50%. Would love to stay up in that area. Would just love it. And that's what our goal will be.
But to be able to be at that now, what are you guys kind of doing right? Is it more staying out of the tough situations, or is it being efficient on third down alone, or a little bit of
I think there's probably a couple reasons. We're better at what we're doing passing-wise on third down. We are benefiting from our quarterback also being able to run on third down, and we are getting better situations. I think it's probably all those things.
Mike, with Western camp out, you maybe have to move some guys around at wide receiver. How do you feel that adjustment's gone as you prepare this week, and how do you feel about it going in?
Well, I think you're exactly right. We are moving guys around. We have pretty good depth at that position, which right now we are very thankful for, because you would not normally feel real good about not having Jordan Westerkamp playing at that slot back position. He's so good at it, and he's got a great feel for it. But, we do have a guy there, Brandon Riley, that we feel good about him being the guy that goes in there and plays when Jordan's not there. And it'll be a part of what you have to do in football, which is somebody has to step up when there's an injury. And we're thankful for the depth we have at receiver, because that's a tough one.
When you don't have Seaton, how much does that affect the game plan, or do you try to not to let it affect the game plan?
It does affect the game plan. It affects what we might try to do in some instances with our tight end. But I think Sam Cotton is having a real good year, and he can play a pretty versatile role. Not exactly like Seaton, but good in another way. And then I think Trey's going to step in there and play more and have to do well, and I think he's capable of doing that. And then, with our kind of hybrid player, H-back, fullback, and Luke McNitt, then Luke's going to have to play a bigger role in that way too as we go.
Does getting Divine back also kind of change the game plan maybe a little bit from maybe earlier in the week?
Well, we are No, it really hasn't changed game plan wise, it just improves our depth at players that have already played in the game. That's probably the biggest deal. I like Divine a lot. It's comforting to have him. He's played now for us for a year and a half, and he becomes one of those guys you can rely on. So when they're healthy and they can play, that's a good thing for your team.
Mike, off the field, there's a proposal to have a 10th assistant coach.
Yeah.
What's kind of your feeling on that? Has it become so the rosters are so big that might be necessary?
Everybody get that? The 10th assistant coach is one of those things that's being considered by the NCAA and the oversight committee, and I think it's long overdue. I mean, but we have lots of coaches, but we actually have like what you would say is the worst student-teacher ratio of all the sports. And when you're talking about managing the combination of recruiting and coaching your guys and mentoring your guys and making sure they're doing the right thing, in school and off the field, then more hands on deck that are full-time people are good. And also, the number one reason probably, and I've been a proponent of this for, 10 years, and I think that it directly affects the product. It's a coach. It allows us to do some things that that right now it's hard. We have a graduate assistant coaching our tight ends because we let one of our coaches be full-time special teams, and certainly that would be a position that almost everybody in the country would then look at, right, as being able to add a full-time special teams coach. So I don't mean to get on the soapbox, but it's been on my mind a long time. I think it's important for the players, it's important for recruiting, it's important for the coaching on the field, and it improves the student-teacher ratio. And I think I was really glad to hear that.
Do you see it passing pretty easily,
though? No. Nothing like that's very easy. It costs money, right? So.
Anything else?
Coach, with an offense like theirs and being on the road, does it make it any more crucial for you guys to either go toe-to-toe or at least maybe get up early in this game? Do you preach that at all this week?
I expect this team to really be ready to play. Our team too. I think that they have a good team, and so do we. And I think it'll be a matter of who plays the best on Saturday. That's it. I think that physically you've got to have a good start. Tackling well, playing well, not giving up big plays right off the bat in particular. Never, but right off the bat in particular. And I think having a fast start, not giving them a lot of confidence as you go, I think those are all big factors. But they will be ready, so will we. It'll be a good game.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.